talking and taught me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake
Music
up
licensing reimagined.
in the field, man of the town. You been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine. The moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some. The skill is by one. Y'all done. The game in the coffin. Referee scream rest in peace and think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean.
Artlist.io.
I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition. I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor. I gave you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleep in my life is
Music
a dream.
licensing reimagined.
Haters get livid. My pocket's Pacific. That's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic. I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing. I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow. A new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion. I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow. What the team is about. Champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee scream rest in peace and think twice if you never see me. Just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean.
Artlist.io.
If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team.
Music licensing
I
reimagined.
play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in from the Channel 9 studio. This is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And as we always do on a Monday night, we're starting off with the recap of Raw. And this Raw started off with the newly crowned world champion, CM Punk, making his way to the ring after his triumphant win to gain the belt against Jey Uso on Saturday night's main event. So he heads down to the ring. And he comes down to the ring and he's pretty much talking and he's celebrating, I did it pretty much. And, he says he wants to be a fighting champion. And he starts to name names. He talks about AJ Styles. He talks about JD McDonough, Dirty Dom, Finn Balor, Sheamus, John Cena. He's naming names like I will fight you guys on a one-on-one basis. And I'm fighting whoever comes out, whoever wants to fight. I want to be a fighting champion. So as he says, he wants to be a fighting champion. Hi, Soraya. How you doing? We hear Logan Paul music come out. Now we ain't seen Logan Paul in a while. He's been missing, but he comes out. As he heads out, Punk just trolls. He starts to troll him and says, nah, stop the music. Anybody but this guy. We ain't trying to fight the YouTuber. He didn't earn this. He didn't deserve it. He didn't earn none of this. So they come out and then Paul, he starts to talk, and then all of a sudden Paul Heyman comes out and tells CM Punk, he trolls Logan Paul too. He said you ain't no champ. He pretty much insulted him. I forgot what it was verbatim, but he pretty much called him a female without a dress. And he said, well, that's to you, Logan Paul. And then he told CM Punk, you had the belt for 2 days, but the first people that you should be facing is Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker. So they head out, and then but before they head out, he tells Logan Paul, you don't want to be here, you better get out this ring because it's about to be some damage. And CM Punk said, if you ain't noticed, you either gonna fight with me or you gonna get out the ring. So as they circle the ring, we see Logan Paul. He dips off under the ring. He slides out the ring and get out of there. And then they start to beat on him or whatever. start to, punish him. And then some way, shape, or form, Punk clears the ring with the chair, and that's how we started Raw. We started Raw with that type of situation. Reed Carey, how you doing? Good evening, right? So that's how we started Raw. Uh, yeah, that's what he was saying. He said, "I see a bitch without an owner," and he was talking to Logan Paul. That was the word exactly. Angel Santana, how you doing? Welcome in. So that was the gist of what happened with the CM Punk segment. Then we started the night as far as wrestling with Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella versus Roxanne and Raquel of the Judgment Day. And so as we start this match, they started to beat on Nikki Bella. They isolated her. They kept her away from her corner, uh, hitting her with all type of things, tornado DDTs, all of these other things. Then Nikki found her way to a corner. She tagged in the champ, Stephanie Vaquer. She comes in. She starts with the Devil Kiss, and everybody's up and excited about it. Everybody in love with it. Ooh, y'all know the sounds. Um, then as we start, we see uh what the hell? Raquel, she starts and then she's getting ready to take a cheap shot. And then we see Roxanne hit pop rocks on Nikki Bella, gets the 3 count. So the Raquel and Roxanne, they defeated Stephanie and Nikki. They ended up beating them. And then all of a sudden, as that match ends, we see Charlotte no cross this one? So that's how that segment ends with the victory, and then we go on to the next segment, which is Penta versus El Grande Americano. One of the versions. There's many versions. El Grande Americano, he comes out. Penta starts off the match with a quick curry, and he's trying to hit the Mexican Destroyer, doing all of these things. Penta, he starts to get the separation. Then we see one of the Americano Grandes interfere in the match. That one gets sent out, and then the other one slips in there, and he gets sent out. And as soon as they get the isolation, the match is starting to go Penta's way. He hits the Mexican Destroyer, gets the 3 count. He secures victory. So we have the Penta defeats the Americano Grande. Then we got Dirty Dom. He's coming out to celebrate his triumphant victory at Saturday Night Main Event himself with the victory over Penta and Rusev. And he's saying he's the guy. He's the greatest luchador ever. He's the greatest Intercontinental champ ever. He's a Triple H champ. Then all of a sudden, his dad comes out and he tells him, "Listen, as long as I'm simplifying this for you guys. As long as I'm around, you ain't the greatest luchador. As long as I'm around, you ain't the greatest champion. And as long as I'm around, you ain't even the greatest Mysterio out here." And he's like, "What you gonna do? You gonna fight me? I gotta beat your ass again?" And he's like, "I'm just telling you, you ain't the greatest of none of these stuff." And then he tried to snuff Don. Don tried to snuff his dad. He blocked it. Hit him a couple of times. Y'all know what's getting ready to happen. He falls into the rope, hits him with a 619, and Dom gets up out of there. But it was, the crowd was pumped for that and all of that. Then all of a sudden, after that, we see Becky Lynch come down. She comes from the stands like, "Yo, listen, man, I've been doing a lot. I've been busy. But we got cheating referees. I guess she's still talking about the situation with her and Maxine Dupree. And then she said Maxine Dupree, she the luckiest woman alive. She got in the ring with me and she withstood the fight, and now she don't shut up about it. And she was pretty much ranting. Uh, it's, it, she just annoyed with Maxine Dupree because Maxine Dupree has been on a hot streak as far as her, whether it's a count out, no pinfall, nothing like that. But she's gaining the wins in the record book, so she's upset with that. Then she's having a conversation with the Kabuki Warriors, like we might have to team up and whoop some people down or whatever. Like they trying to do some Survivor Series situation because Survivor Series is coming up at the end of the month on the 29th, right after Thanksgiving. So they're going to start revving that up. Then we had Bailey and Lara Valkyria versus Kabuki Warriors. Uh, in this match, we see Lara started off hot. She coming out with a power bomb. Then she tags in Bailey. Bailey hits her, and then hits her with an elbow. Then Kairi Sane comes back in and hits her with a forearm. So they're going back and forth, back and forth. Uh, then we see as the match is getting later in the match, Asuka throws Bailey out the ring. They trap Lyra Valkyria, and then Asuka hit her with a Asuka lock, and then she taps out. So the Kabuki Warriors defeat Bailey and Lyra to continue their win streak and to make themselves relevant as far as tag teams. And then this is when Charlotte and them came out because they did jump Charlotte in and Miss Bliss, who was Alexa Bliss. They jumped them, so they returned the favor. And now, because of this situation, there will be a tag team championship match next week between Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
All right, don't worry about it. Charlotte Flair and the Kabuki Warriors. And then Dom is like, yo, y'all just seen what happened with me and my dad. Y'all didn't come out and help me. And then JD's like, well, Vin is like, we got our own problem. We got to get up to go get our belts back. And then they leave the locker room. They like, let them handle that. The girls like, let them handle that. So then we go to that very match. They calling this AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. They jokingly named it AJ Lee after AJ Lee, or whatever, and they're facing the Judgment Day. We see that they got attacked, and then AJ and Dragon Lee they fought back into a commercial break. Then when they got back from the commercial break, Dragon Lee starts to come back, gets in. They tagging AJ. Dirty Dom gets involved in the match, but then he gets caught, and then they get up out of the way. Then while all of that's occurring, Finn Balor hits a coup de grace, but he hits JD by accident. Then you see AJ come back with the phenomenal the phenomenal clash, and then he pinned JD, and then they get the 3 count. So we know that AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, they defeated the Judgment Day to retain the titles, right? But during all of this time, we in the back, we see that Jay Uso and CM Punk have a conversation while all of that was occurring. And then they're like, yo, get me in this match. I wanna help you with them. You gave me the chance to fight. You know what I mean? You the best in the world. You defeated me. I just want to help you now to get back at these guys because they're not going to get away from you. So he accepted. So Punk and Uso was going to fight the Vision for the main event. Excuse me. And tonight, and as we stated, and they started Fast and Furious. Uh, CM Punk driving everybody out. Uh, Jay is, super kicking and doing all this. So they get themselves together. Punk tags in Jay. Jay has a little run, but Braun Breaker hits Jay with a spear outside of the rope, outside of the barrier. As all of the guys are starting to head outside, Punk grabs a chair. Uh, they start to annihilate everybody. Then as the 10 count is occurring, we now know that is a double count out. We see that they still, they doing tsunamis, they doing running rope spears. Then we see after all of this, as CM Punk grabs a chair to try to clear the ring, we see that the Vision, both the Bronze, they grab a chair and then they get ready to head to the ring. Then Logan Paul comes in, he got on brass knuckles and about to have a 2-on-2 fight. Or so we thought. Because right soon as he did that, he turned around and punched CM Punk in the face, knocked him out with the knuckles. And it seemed like Jake Paul was aligning himself with Paul Heyman. I don't know if it's Paul Heyman in the Vision or the Vision, but he's talking to Paul Heyman. And that's how we ended Raw tonight. With that situation. So that's how Raw ended. Now, there was an update on the John Cena final match. For those of you that did not see Saturday night's main event, there was a video of John Cena saying, his last fight will be December's Saturday night main event. And it was stated in that video that there's going to be people that's going to be from Raw, SmackDown, TNA, and NXT to start a tournament to see who's going to win that tournament to face John Cena. And they did a couple of matches tonight. They drew up a couple of matches tonight. One match is Rusev versus Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. So that's going to be the two matches on Monday. That will start next Monday. So those two matches are next Monday, and the tag team championship is Monday for the Raw roster. So now we're gonna transition to tonight's game in the NFL, and that game consisted of the Dallas Cowboys hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. Forgive me, y'all. The Arizona Cardinals. Thought about baseball real quick. Baseball's over, but y'all know me. I'll be moving pretty fast. And as we see in this was a clean cut game for the Cardinals. They win the game 27-17. We see Jacoby Brissett started for the injured Kyler Murray tonight, and we see was 21 of 31, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Amari DiMercado led the team in rushing with 79 rushing yards on 14 carries, and Marvin Harrison Jr. led the team with the receptions and yards with 7 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. For the Cowboys, who looked kind of different tonight, Dak Prescott, he had a bad game last week. Some might say he had a bad game this week as well, as he was 24 of 39, 250 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Javonte Williams had 83 yards rushing on 15 carries. Dak he ran the ball 4 times out with all that pressure on him for 34 yards. CeeDee Lamb led the receivers with 70 to 85 yards and 7 receptions. George Pickens had 6 and 79, but that was all for nothing uh, as the Cowboys they lose and go to 3-5-1, while the Cardinals snap a 5-game losing streak and turn their record into 3-5. So if we look at now that week 9 is out, and we're starting to look at the brackets for playoff uh, positioning in the NFL, we see that the Colts and the Eagles are respectfully uh, the number 1 seed, 6-2 for the Eagles, and 7-1 for the Colts. But we start on the AFC side, and if you look on the AFC side, we see the Patriots, the number 2 seed, also is a 7-2 record, and the Broncos, who's the AFC West leading team, they are 7-2. They're followed by Pittsburgh, who's 5-3, leaders of the NFC North, AFC North, followed by Buffalo, Los Angeles, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are the 7 that's in the playoff positions right now. And if we go to the NFC, we got Tampa Bay's the 2 seed, Seattle's the 3 seed from the NFC West, as Tampa Bay is 62 in the NFC South Division, and the Green Bay Packers are 5-2-1, leading the NFC North. That would be the 4 seeds. So those 4 are the division one leaders. Then you got the Rams at 6-2, the 49ers at 6-3, and the Detroit Lions at 5-3, coming up in the 7th position. And these are the teams that are like not far behind them. In the AFC, you see Kansas City is the first team there, which may shock a lot of people, but they have been playing very unbalanced football this season, which is why they're 5-4. Uh, the Houston Texans is 3-5, and as you can see after that, it's all under 500 teams, right? So it's going to take them just to catch Kansas City a game and a half to catch them. Whether it's the Texans, whether it's the Ravens, the Bengals even got a shot at it, but we ain't going no further because then those are the twos and stuff like that. In the NFC, we got the Bears, who was tied with the Lions, but because of the division wins and things of that nature, Bears are the 8th seed. The Carolina Panthers with a 5-4 record, they're the 9th seed, and they're half a game out from there. And then the Vikings, who are 4-4, is right behind them. And then with the Cowboys lost tonight, 3-5, they're a little further out now. So those are the division the division leaders. And those are the playoff positions heading into week 10. We know that week 10 will be starting Thursday night on a hold on, let me get back to that. Let me see who starts. It will be Oakland. It will be the Las Vegas Raiders heading to Denver on Thursday to play the Broncos. So that's who starts week 10. We'll have that schedule in its totality by Thursday night, as we constantly do the picks. Now we're gonna go to some NBA scores as they finish the night out, but we will start with some earlier scores in the games today. Not too many games. The Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Indiana Pacers 117-115. Giannis Antetokounmpo hits a game-winning shot at the buzzer to send the Pacers to a 1-6 record. In Boston, the Utah Jazz came in there and shocked the Boston Celtics 105-103. The Celtics have been struggling this season, as we know Jason Tatum is not there, and they got rid of Porzingis and Drew Holiday and Al Horford. So some of those guys went away, and their 3-5 record shows that they're still trying to get themselves together. In Brooklyn, we see that the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves 125-109. The New York Knicks at the Garden, they defeat the Washington Wizards 119-102. Good win for the Detroit Pistons as they travel to Memphis and defeat the Grizzlies 114-106. The Dallas Mavericks travel to Houston to face the Rockets, and the Rockets come out with the victory 110-102. The Sacramento Kings travel to Denver to face the Nuggets, and the Nuggets get the victory at home 130-124. And the two games that are still playing right now, in the start of the fourth quarter, the Los Angeles Lakers 90 and the Portland Trailblazers 86. That game is in the Rose Garden, Portland, or Motor Center in Portland, excuse me. That's what it used to be called. And early in the third quarter, about just under 9 minutes to go, the Miami Heat 77, Los Angeles Clippers 76. So those are the updated games and stats in the NBA. That's what's going on in the league tonight. Like I said, Thursday night will be the beginning of Week 10 in the NFL. As the Broncos face the Raiders, we will be posting the picks of Week 10. We know that there's going to be a early Sunday game in London again as they get ready to start their last two games overseas. So there will be early football Sunday, which may or may not brighten some people's day because some people like to rest and sleep in on Thursday night and things like that. So that's what goes on as far as the Sunday football. But we on this channel we do picks, right? So you get to pick the games of the week, or you get to pick all the games, see how many games you win. This week it was a tie between myself and Coach D. We both were 8-6 in our picks this week. So we tied this week, and we'll see who's gonna be better next week. And if you like to be a part of those picks, you can pick the games and just put it on a community post on the channel, and I will add your teams to the list and your picks to the list, and then we'll see who wins by next Monday. We know that next Monday night game is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles facing the Green Bay Packers. But like I said, I will have that in time. Well, since I'm here already, I might as well go ahead and do the daggone thing, right? So since I'm here already, let me switch this to the NFL and get to the schedule so y'all can see who's playing starting when and next week, right? So as you see, the Raiders are facing the Denver Broncos Thursday night football. Let's go to Sunday. The Atlanta Falcons will be in Olympic Stadium in Berlin. I said London. My apologies. It'll be in Olympic Stadium in Berlin. They will face the 7-2 Colts. That will be the 9:30 game Eastern Standard Time. I know there's some people out west, so there'll be about 6:30. Check your local listings, but it will be, I believe that's the NFL Network game. And then we go to the 1 o'clock game. So the 1 o'clock games consist of the Cleveland Browns versus the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. The New York Giants will be heading to Chicago to play the Bears. The Buffalo Bills, with their win over the Chiefs last week, will face the Miami Dolphins. The Jaguars will head to Houston to play the Texans in a division game. The Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, they'll be heading to Minnesota to play the Vikings. We got two division leaders playing in Tampa Bay, what we will call the Tom Brady Bowl, as the New England Patriots go to Tampa to play the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's also a 1 o'clock game. The 4 o'clock games will consist of the 3-5 Cardinals versus the 6-2 Seahawks, another division game. The NFC West will be playing each other, as the Rams will be heading to Santa Clara to play the 49ers. That's the second 4 o'clock game. And then we got the Detroit Lions versus the Washington Commanders in Maryland. The Sunday night game will be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Chargers. And like I said, the Monday night game will be, but I'm going to let you see it yourself, will be the Eagles heading to Green Bay, the Packers. So that's your Sunday schedule. Or that's your week 10 schedule. Let's see who got buys. Bye week 10 football. They're going to tell us who's not going to play. As y'all see, I'm doing this live, and so that's impossible. The Jets just got off a bye. So my apologies, because that's not right at all. We just saw the Jets was playing somebody. The Cleveland Browns. No, that's impossible. What am I doing? Week 10. I was about to say, they just said they playing the Jets. I don't know how that happens, but okay. Kansas City is off that week, but who else is off? I know I'm not going crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I know Kansas City's not playing. We are in week 10, right? I know I'm not going crazy. So y'all just please bear with me. Week 6, week 7, week 8. We just saw week 9. The Cincinnati Bengals, the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tennessee Titans all are off from week 10. So those are the 4 teams that'll be out, which means we'll only have 14 games once again. And so that's what we're looking at going forward. So it's just, it's a quiet day. It's a quiet night as far as sports activity, even though, the Lakers are playing still and the Clippers are playing, but it's not on national television. So, I'm just reading the stats as you guys are reading the stats. Oh, not the stats, but reading the scores and the highlights, just like you guys. It's 95-94 Lakers with 8 minutes to go, and halfway through the third quarter, it's 88-81. Miami Heat leading the Los Angeles Clippers. But, we will be back, on Friday's show. We will be back talking about what happened as far as SmackDown. We will also be talking about What up, though? We were talking about what's going on as far as NBA. What happened Thursday night between the Broncos and what do you call them people? Oh my God, the Raiders and Broncos. We'll start talking about Sunday games. Uh, I may decide that I will have my picks by then because I'll probably have all the information, who's playing, who's not playing. Uh, but no, I'm good. You can come up. But I am going to talk about the Jalen Daniels situation. For those of you that don't know, Jalen Daniel broke his arm last night. As far in a 38-7 fourth quarter. I don't know why he was there, but you know, my thing is this, right? We know Jalen Daniels. Jaden Daniels. He was coming off an injury, right? So for you to expect him to be ready to play some good football. First of all, it was a hamstring injury. I was fearing the worst, to be honest with you, going in. I didn't want to speak it out loud, but I was fearing the fact that he was going to do something else, like God forbid, pop an ACL. But that game was over before halftime. And the fact that you wanted this young man to keep playing and try to make plays and do all of this, and he ended up getting tackled in a gruesome. Well, the tackle was fine, but the way he put his arm out for protection to land and tore his elbow up. Now the only good thing, well, if there's a good thing, it wasn't his throwing arm. So that was, a saving grace. Yet at the same time, um, now he probably more than likely out for the rest of the season. So I mean they're 3-6 now, but who knows what happens after that? Who knows? We don't think that they're going to have a good run with Marcus Mariota. They're going to be in playoff contention. We see how many teams in the NFC West, the NFC North is playing good football. So it's going to take a tremendous effort by the Washington Commanders to be relevant just for Jaden Daniel to come back this year. And I don't think he should come back. I think he should get himself together. Like I said, he was already coming off a hamstring situation. He came back and then he hurts his elbow. So wait, where'd he go? Oh,
What up, though?
what up, though?
Man, I can't call it. I'm trying to see how I put my avatar up there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Normally the avatar just came up there.
No, I always got to put it when I come on.
Oh, um,
I
I
usually do it before.
I know you had a bad day yesterday as far as the Lions and Viking game. So,
Bro, my head was banging all day. I didn't even, my dad called me around like, I had woke up at like, I had laid down around like 12. I got up like 9 in the morning, then laid down at 12. Head was hurting so bad. I ain't wake back up till like 5:30. My dad called me at 5:40 like the Lions lost. I didn't even know what fucking day it was, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That
oh
shit was
wow.
crazy. My head was hurting so bad. My wife could tell me to go to the hospital, but I'm like, bro, I'm gonna just lay down. Let me just lay down. But I was up the night before because that was Halloween. And earlier, like that day, I had to get up early, um, get the kid, I mean, get my son to school and pick him up from school because he had half a day. So I was up super early. And I ain't
Mm-hmm.
really sleep all that night because my daughter got sick from my son. So I was just up the whole almost 24 hours, man.
Wow.
And then, yeah, so I was just, my body was just tired. I can't do that no more, man. I'm getting old, bro.
I mean, yeah, the funny thing is, people don't tell us a story when you get to that age 40 situation. We think everything gonna be peachy keen till we 65, then our body, nah, your body be going through it before then. You know what I mean? But nobody tells us what the real situation is.
It'd be like, slow down, old
Yeah,
fella, slow down.
your body. Look, they just think it's just your back. Nah, it be your head, your knees, your shoulders. Everything starts to hurt at one time. Why? Because most of the time when you're an active person, your body it it starts to break down because you're an active person. It ain't gonna break down if you don't use it. If you don't use it, it ain't gonna hurt you. But
Yeah, bro.
go
I shot up to, I thought I was doing something. I did 50 push-ups straight. I'm like, I feel good. I was so sore the next day.
ahead.
I'm trying to get my 200 in a day. So I said, I'm gonna do 50 at a time. I usually do like 20, 25, and then, throughout the day, I just do 20. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna do 200, 4 sets of 50. I felt good doing it. The next day, I woke up all tight. It ain't been bothering me when I do like 20, 25, but I'm like, oh, I ain't taking no protein or nothing like that neither. 'Cause when I used to work out, bro, I used to eat protein, bro. I used to down there eat that shit, but I'm like, nah, I gotta slow down, bro.
Or maybe you just gotta do 25 at different parts of the day. You know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah, that's what I usually do. I do 25 when I first wake up, then I do another 25 um before my wife go to work. Then I do 25 when I get the kids home. I work out with the kids, and we do a whole little exercise routine. Then I do 25 before I go to sleep. That's how I usually do it. But I was like, man, I'm taking the shortcut. I won't be doing that shit no more.
Oh man, did you get the chance to watch Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, yeah, I watched that, bro.
Did you
Yeah,
see? Did you see
man,
Jay?
Jay ragdolled her. It's just like a flip switch. First it was a match, right? And then Jay was like, she looked at her, was like, it's just time. Like, fuck it. It's like I seen it in her eyes. It was like a flip switch, bro. And she just started power bombing her. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I felt bad for her. I'm like, she gonna really get hurt. Like, you gotta get hurt. I mean, I don't know, bro. Tiffany was like, this ended shit. Damn.
Because I was looking at it like, oh my gosh, she's really destroying this child, and it was like no answer. She tried to do a prettiest moonsault, couldn't do it. She had to do a swanton bomb. She was just out of whack, and that was just as bad as Brock and Cena. That
Yeah,
match, it looked
yeah.
just like it, but from a woman's perspective. So now
And
that
but
she, good.
no, I was about to say that's what people expected from Jade all along. That Jade right there. I don't know what they was doing at the beginning with her, because I'm looking like she looked kind of soft, right? Even when she first came out, when she was dominating everybody, she was just like it was kind of flashy and showboaty. That looked like she tried to annihilate her. Like that's that dog, bro. When we talk about the dog,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like how uh when I like you said, like Brock, that was like the female Brock. But that's how I think it's sad that she got to be a heel to be like that instead of just being her. But I think her personality, she can flip flop from heel to, you know what I'm saying, or be like I said, that Randy Orton. Like Randy Orton, he both, he everything, bro. Whatever he decided to be, it's like CM Punk, whatever he decided to be.
CM Punk was trolling tonight. CM Punk was trolling tonight. I can't stand him. He's
Bro, I think he the best ever on the mic, bro. I don't think nobody. I don't know one person who can fuck with CM Punk. Like he on like God tier level on the mic, bro. It ain't just entertaining. I'm talking about like his double entendres, the way he like, and they say he freestyle everything.
yeah, he went with it today. He's like, wait a minute. I said anybody, not this joker right here. Get this.
Yeah, uh,
I was like, oh my. I'm like, wait a minute. How did he even jump the line? This is not open. I guess he thought it was open invitation, like the U.S. belt. He's like, I'm on the shot first. Like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. But even
I like
Paul,
how they trying to set the story up. Everybody thought Jay was gonna turn on CM Punk when it was Logan. I knew, but when they said Jay Uso was tag teaming with him, I knew Logan was gonna turn on him. I knew Logan was gonna turn when they said that. But I was thinking like, is Logan Paul go commit to the WWE like that? Like, if you join, I was thinking this before it happened. I was like, if he joined the Vision, bro, he gonna have to be on there every Monday at least. Like, is he gonna commit like that? And then I'm like, nah, they might not do that. And then when they did it, I'm like, wow.
But is that was that him doing it, or that was that just to set up CM Punk? See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I or is this a thing to draw the Survivor Series matches together? You see what I'm saying? Like, they're not even talking about Survivor Series. That's damn near 3 weeks away, a month. Well, the end of the month. So
I
they're not
kind of
even talking
think
about that. So I'm trying to
either
figure it out
they
myself.
either they gonna set it up. I still think it's gonna be the Y6 and MFT. Them teams already together.
Yeah, but you still
Y
gotta have
six.
more than that
Oh,
match.
Y6 need one person. Oh, damn, who? Somebody was supposed to join them. Um, damn, I
Who,
forgot his name.
Y6?
Yeah, they said. I seen a report. Um, I forgot who they said it was gonna join.
Yeah, they would
Damn.
need a fifth player. They would need two more people because this one, two, three, four. Oh no, they would need one.
Yeah,
But
because they
even
got Uncle Howdy. I mean, it
but
might just be somebody like um
it might be
uh
Alistair Black.
I was about to say Alex the Black. But no, because Damien he going through it with Damian Priest right now.
Yeah, that Damian Priest. Nah, because Damian Priest about to try to fight John Cena. He's part of the John Cena thingy.
I don't know who they go get picked for the last hit. So damn,
No,
this
no, they're doing a tournament.
boy. Yeah,
The first match is gonna be Rusev versus Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. That's what's
I
going to
like
be.
how they doing the mismatch Raw versus SmackDown.
Well, do we think
I
this is
like
going to
that.
be the opportunity of them like switching the brand because they already, excuse me, they already
They
destroyed
didn't do
the brand
no.
on SmackDown because SmackDown is starting to look depleted. Everybody heading to Raw. They giving you like the C players in SmackDown. So
Well,
they
no,
said,
because SmackDown is usually where the new players, new people come. I mean, new people come to Raw, but most of them get put on SmackDown. So I think we about to see some new blood, and then when they improve themselves, they can get on the main show.
mm.
Because SmackDown is technically, I mean, Cody holding it down, but SmackDown is technically the secondary show when it comes to WWE.
Oh, there definitely is now. But now now that Jade going up, well, Jade is now champion, so we don't even know how they're gonna do that, right? Is it gonna be Nia Jax and whoever else until Bianca comes back? Will they stretch that out to like a WrestleMania moment or something to that? Like I don't know how they're gonna do that, but it's not like I said, they took only the only way I can see it is if Charlotte and them lose the belt and then Charlotte comes back to SmackDown and then her and Jade go at it. That's the
But
only
I
thing
don't
I can
even think
see
that's. I don't even
lasting.
want to see. I'd rather see Julia and Jay go at it. I mean, I mean, Nia is just a big body.
Mhm.
Tiffy time is over.
Yeah, Tiffy Town been
Um,
over.
they gonna have to get some last pleasure might come on SmackDown. What's that one girl name? Um,
Which one?
uh, Jordan
Jordan Grace.
Grace. Yeah, yeah, she come on SmackDown. That'd be a power versus power. That'd be dope. Even though she a midget compared to Jay, though.
Yeah, maybe Jada Parker. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Jada Parker. Oh, I don't know, bro. They have to keep her away from Jay Uso.
Jay's on Raw. He good. Jay on Raw. He good.
Yeah,
But
they be looking too close, bro. That's suspect. What up,
Re-
though, realest? The
Realist was
realest one
popping.
is
What's
in the
cracking?
building.
What's happening? Yes.
Man, did you see that uh the clip realist posted? I shared it when old boy riding down the street and seeing all them black people in the field and shit. I jumped out with some old black people picking green beans or something. He's like, "Hey, man, y'all straight? Y'all need help?"
Yeah, I seen that, man. I'm like, oh my god.
I
And
want
then
to investigate that a little more.
That needs to be investigated anyway, because it's like, okay, who are they? Are they immigrants? Are they Americans or what? You know what I mean? It's like I just don't see
bro.
nobody doing that. I'm just saying I don't see
Man, I'll
nobody
tell you
doing
this,
that.
bro. You travel, even in the United States, bro. It's pocket areas, bro, where it barely get touched, man. Don't too many people go through there. I know, especially in Georgia, bro. It's like two little towns, bro. People very one like my people from America's Georgia. What is that town next to it? It's like a sundown town right next to it, bro. Like we
Americans?
don't even my people from Americas. It's called Americas, Georgia.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
down
cannot. I'm
south.
gonna ask my cousin the name of the town. Right next to it is the sundown town, and I didn't know I knew what that was since I was a little kid because when I went there, I used to go down there like 5, 6 years old, and they live like a quarter a mile from the border of the two towns. And my aunt was like, "Y'all stay on this side of the house. Don't go
Mm,
on that side of the house when the sun go down." And I'm like, "Why?" She was like, "There's people over there, and that's the sundown town." And when I got back home, I asked my grandma, I said, "What's the sundown town?" And I remember as a kid she telling me, but then when I got older and started really understanding, I'm like, "That's fucked up." But as a kid, somebody tell you that, you just listen, like, okay, just don't do that, because you can get hurt. But then when you get older, you be like, you motherfuckers.
mm. But that's why when people say it ain't what you think it is, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about because that thing still exists. I don't know who told y'all that
Bro,
lie, but it still exists.
bro, I seen Klansmen on horses. They had a Klan in Pennsylvania, bro. I remember as a little kid watching them. I ain't know what it was, and then I seen a movie, and I was like, "Grandma, we sick." She was like, "Don't go back over there," because we used to go be in the woods and shit all the time. And one thing I know, we seen these dudes and ghost shit. We call them ghosts riding horses.
Mm, mm. And that's what people don't understand. Like y'all tripping. Yeah, Americus is in some what is that Sumter County,
Uh,
and I know there's some shit over there.
hmm
I don't even, when I go down there, we not doing that. I'm
That's where
sorry.
all the stores and shit at is in that. Right next to the plaza is in the middle, but it's in the black people side, but the white people go there too. But at nighttime, don't no black people go around there.
They better not.
Mhm.
They better hell not. I'm just saying. They
I'm just
going
saying,
down.
bro.
Yeah, because that's close to Alabama anyhow. So
Yeah,
I'm like, man, I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, even it's still people with them type of feelings. I don't care what nobody say. You don't have to. It don't have to be a sundown town. Y'all just keep it going. Y'all can
it
change
don't.
the law. But
This,
hey,
this is what this is what it is, bro. Just because you don't feel like that don't mean other people don't feel like that. That's why I tell people when they be like, "Oh, there's no such thing as racism," or people don't really know. You may not feel like that, but trust me, other people do. Other people do, bro. And it's like like even the other night when I was talking, I forget who was up there with me. Um, I know Athens came up there. Oh, Baba. Well, Baba came up there, and
hmm
we was talking about because I even did a show on racism and classism. And like where from the position I'm in right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't deal with a lot of racism. It's because I bank with a black bank. I mainly shop black. Like my far as my interactions with white people is high and by. It's like I ain't got no business with them, right? Unless they my clients, and then like they paying me. But other than that, and then the services I get. I mean, when it comes to money, that's what people be looking at money. So there's no level of interest vested in either side, them and me or me and them. So I don't have to deal with it. So I see classism more. And
hmm
like I tell people, just because I say that don't mean I don't recognize racism. And when I speak about classism, I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. And when I say this, people they don't comprehend what I'm saying, but racism is a poor man's mindset, right? People who deal with racism is usually poor folk, and I'm not talking about who the people be racist to. I'm talking about the people actually producing. They poor mind. You don't know rich white people care about color. They want who will make me more money.
Mm,
Who gonna make me more? If the black man make me, that's why when they say Donald Trump is racist, bro, he ain't racist. He may be a bigot, but he ain't racist because he'll deal with a black person for money. A racist won't deal with a black person for nothing.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. So he might be a bigot, and I'm not even, you talk about this, you gotta really define things because people just use stuff so loosely, and then it get misasserted. So, yeah, I don't think it's uh like I know what racism is. And it's ignorant to say it don't exist because it do, and it is embedded in a lot of structures that we socially have to deal with. So, but I tell you, you know how to, I mean, to avoid it. I mean, I ain't gonna say you can't totally avoid it, but to limit uh,
Interactions with that.
yeah, to limit the ability for it to even happen to you. Is that don't invest in it. Don't invest in it. Don't invest in the people who produce it. If there's a high chance, you don't do it. Find another option. You might have to drive a little further, but it's worth the experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I look at it. It's worth it's kind of cool because like even me shopping, going for food and stuff, I live in a very diverse community. So like going to my wife's people's, I shop at a lot of Middle Eastern and Asian stores. Most of the places I shop at is Middle East and Asian. But they got black stores out here too. You know. Even the gas stations, like I know the people in the gas station, there's a black owned gas station. We go between that and three other ones. But, the auto part, uh, the mechanic dude I deal with, well, he only really do like oil changes and stuff like that, but it's a black shop. So,
Hmm.
you can still support, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen. We have been having conversations about trying to get people together to invest in one another and do our own little things as far as just networking. There's people
Hmm.
that don't even want to do that. There's people that just want to have conversations just to say they was talking about it. Sometimes you gotta put that talk into action. You can't just keep talking forever. So people ask, "What's the solution? What's the solution?" You got to do more than just talk. You gotta have a game plan, a blueprint, and see where it takes you. You gotta put it in action, and people don't want to put it in action. They just want to talk all day about it. So what you gonna do?
Oh, I seen that, heard that voicemail. So, I mean, can we talk about that for a minute? I ain't gonna lie for a minute. I know it's
Yeah, I
before
already know
7.
that.
But so when you ask that question, I'm sitting there thinking like, well, that's like when you're talking about expectation, you know, you got to look at what it is and like what it do. And I'm like, that's like the highest tier. So you'll have to go to the next level, which will be knowing. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at the expectation is knowing. But if
Right.
you want to jazz that up, you can even say cognize, right? And cognize means having a clear idea or having a clear understanding. So from what you were asking, I think cognize would be is more defined than knowing
Right.
because it's a clear understanding of something.
Cause
Like,
you that
go ahead. Oh no, 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 you get it.
nah. Cause I was gonna say I was trying to like get a word for it, like an actual word. Cause you looking up synonyms. They talk about all these other over exceeding. I'm like, no, I need a word. I want a word in particular so people can understand the difference between the expectation, which is believing, and then you knowing that you can supersede your own expectations. So I was looking. The only thing I found was transcend. I'm like, nah, I know transcends it. I know what it is, but I don't think people just gonna see it
But
as
see, and that's still transcend is still you being unaware. And like so like if you exceed your expectations, so you think. okay, I can do this, but then you do more, and you like, wow, I did more, but you still didn't know you can do more. You just so happen to be able to do more. That's, exceeding, transcending. But when you cognize, you have a clear understanding of what you are and what you can do. You get a clear understanding. Oh, you say 50, I know I can hit 3,000 easy. If the bar is set somewhere, I know clearly what I'm capable of. And to other people, it'll be transcending. It'll be exceeding their expectations. But like from the way you said it, it was like you being clear,
Right.
but maybe other people ain't. So
That's why, like I said, I was trying to because I think, you know, even when I'm not live. I'm sitting there listening to other people, and I hear people keep saying the same thing, right? They
yeah,
keep saying things about like accountability and
bro, like this,
expectation, and I'm like, come on, man, like yo, y'all
bro.
keep like I get it, I do, I really get it, but y'all have to understand there's something before that,
Mm,
but y'all keep going with
bro,
the set the trend, and
that
it's like annoying because y'all just keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. What's before that though? Do y'all
that
understand that there's something before the accountability stage? Do you understand that? If you understand that, you would look to
they
that
be
first
talk,
part and then get to that part. But they don't
they be
even. Go ahead.
they gonna be talking about that in 2 years, bro. They gonna be talking about that in 2 years, bro. When I first came on here and I was listening to people, and I'm like, I didn't hear nobody saying accountability. And I was like, yeah, people got to be accountable. That's why all this stuff is happening. It's
Shout out to
because
Realist
people
because he's the
just,
first person I heard about it from. But I already knew
it's,
about it. But he's the one that literally like made it to the point to where people could understand what the accountability aspect is. So shout
people
out.
still don't understand what it is, bro.
No, and that's my.
People, I listen to grown ass people in their 30s and 40s, and they still don't know what accountability is. They think saying I'm sorry is accountability or saying I was wrong. That's not accountability. Accountability is correcting your action. So they say that, and then they justify their actions, and that's why they keep doing the same shit over and over and over. I'm sorry for doing this, but if this person ain't do this, or if this didn't happen, then I wouldn't have did it. You ain't learning your lesson. You justify it. That's not accountability. That's an excuse. Accountability is saying, damn, I fucked up no matter what else happened. And I know I fucked up. I learned from my mistake and watch me correct it. Like you said, the beginning part. Like I've been saying this for a while. Is the coin, bro. Accountability is on one side, responsibility is on the other side. Is
Mhm.
one is prior to the action, one is post action. So if you're responsible, the more responsible you are, the less accountable you have to be. But if you see someone, now listen to what I'm saying, pre-action, post-action. If someone isn't accountable, it also shows they're not responsible. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If you clearly see someone is not accountable, you should know that they're not responsible. It's the same coin, bro. So if they ain't got one side, they ain't got the other. That's why they keep doing the same shit over and over. That's why I heard this lady, she was in her 60s, talk about if they want to smoke with me, then they can get it. You can get, and I'm looking like, lady, you somebody's grandma, bro. Like, you somebody's grandma. Chill
all,
out, bro. You
all the
got
way
a
60,
throat.
60 something years. You about to get your social security literally. And you sit there talk about you want to throw down like, come on, man. That is not being responsible at all. But that's what I'm saying. They just go with the new word and go with it. Just like what is it? The narcissist. Like, oh, you're a narcissist.
Yeah,
Like, what is that? You know
yeah.
what that is? Like,
I,
come on, y'all gotta. But y'all want people to do the work for y'all. But this is what I'm saying. This is
I
the
do the work, just watch
expectation.
it. It's easy work for me. I've been breaking all this shit, bro. Human behavior, and when I first came on here, bro, like this is how Tay met me. Everybody met me. They people was talking about Bible, so I started talking about the Bible. That's my shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well versed in it. We can talk about it. Talk about different books. We can talk about the history. So that's what everybody known me for. was talking about that. But then it was like, okay, I'm making content, and I started looking like these people don't know human behavior. It's a little circle I was in. So I'm like, let me start talking about that. And so people keep complaining, why does person do this? I'm like, I seen that shit coming. Like, like I literally seen that shit coming. Like I see a lot of shit, and I'm like, I don't see how y'all don't. So I started explaining the behavior. That's how I got to talking about the behavior and stuff. And then I was really shocked when I seen how many people didn't really understand or never heard it. Like people saying narcissism. I'm like, no, that's why I came with the Machiavelli and the sociopath, psychopath. That's why I started coming with all. Oh, that's dark. Oh, you want to talk about empaths? Yeah, there's different types of empaths. They like what? I'm like, yeah, you ain't know about. And I'm like, then everybody started talking about that shit, bro. But they talk about it the wrong way. Like when people explain narcissists, they be projecting their personal experiences with people. But then I be thinking like, you gotta tell the whole story because that's what I'm saying. Like you can bring shit out of people. Every cause has an effect. And what you do to other people determine how the people respond or react. That's just natural law, bro. That shit you can't escape. The way you interact with people, it's gonna have an effect on them, and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
cause something else. It's gonna cause an effect from them. So cause and effect is a philosophy that's applied to everything in life. People don't understand that aspect.
I don't
But
think
then when you understand the cause and effect, then you start looking like, why is this person being a dick? Oh, because I'm being a dick. That's what most people don't understand. You bring the narcissist out of people. Like your
right.
behavior, like when people trying to test people and shit like that. Oh, let me test them to see if this, that shit brings shit out. That's what I say. I don't do that shit, bro.
And keep
I just
trying
sit
people,
back and
trying
watch.
people, and then you talk about, well, there it go. I tell you, these people are crazy. This is what they do. They keep testing you. What are you testing me for? What are you looking for? Then when you don't have a response, oh, you're a narcissist because you keep it to yourself. That's not what a narcissist is. I'm just saying. You, like,
Uh,
what are y'all
no, you
talking about?
you know I like fucking with people. When they say somebody a narcissist, I say what kind? They be like, huh? What kind of narcissist? That then I know if they know they shit or if they just talking shit.
I
Because if
mean,
you to say somebody is something, you have to do some type of observation or analysis. You have to do some type of study on a person to understand some patterns and stuff because that matters.
right.
It's a science to naming things. Everything is named from a point of observation. Everything.
But I don't think people watch people like that. I don't think I don't think, well, people don't even know how to observe anymore, anyhow. They just think they see it, and that's all it takes to observe is just to see. No, you got to do more than that. You gotta hear, you gotta understand, you gotta listen, you gotta you gotta know. You have to understand and elevate it to knowing. But as long as they see it, they think that's the end all be all. People don't even understand that a truth is just a truth. It's not the truth. People don't even know that it's a lot that needs to be worked on by everybody, and they don't want to take the time to work on themselves like that. So I don't know what to tell everybody. I really don't.
Man, people feel the truth and facts are synonymous, but at best it's similar. The truth is something you accept, whether if you have evidence or not. Facts can be observed and proven. So, like you said, your truth may not be the truth.
And that's what I need people to understand. Just because it happened for you, it happened around you, it don't mean it's gonna happen like that everywhere else.
Right.
That's just your scenario, your story, your truth. You see what I'm saying? That's yours. Can't
Mhm.
nobody take it away from you. But at the same time, your reaction to that situation may not be the same as somebody else going through that situation. You can understand it, but it may not be the same result. So that truth could be altered. Your truth can't be altered, but their situation can be altered because they may go about it another way. But this is what I'm saying: when people don't do the work, they don't deep dive and really understand the words that's being spoken. This is why everybody just all right. He said it, so it must be that way, or she said it, it must be that word. Or nah, you got to do your own little thing. That's why I was like, what? That's why I said, let me find a word that I can really have people understand that there's something beyond expectations, beyond your expectation of yourself. So those are the things that I've been trying to. You good?
Yeah, my bad.
Nah, but I'm just trying to get people to understand that just because like people don't even know what to expect from themselves. So I was going to like do like a two-part to that, but I'm just like, man, if I don't, I need to understand. I need people to understand what an expectation is in the first place. So you know that
Shit, bro. I think I did a show on that.
I know
Expectation. Probably did a show, bro. Anything like you observing, watching people, seeing what's missing, and offering that piece of the pie, which is dope. That's what I do, bro. I mean, I sit back, listen, and I'm like, oh, this is needed. I don't criticize nobody. Like, I watch somebody's show, and they'd be like expressing something, and then I pick up like, okay, this is what they don't understand. You don't want to put. I tried to talk to people, but people sensitive, bro. People say they want the answer, but they don't want to hear the truth. So,
but
I just make a show and make it the information available.
that's
You
all
know,
I can do. And then when you try to simplify it, people get mad and say, "Well, you think I'm dumb? I'm not. I don't think anybody's dumb. I just want people to understand it from all aspects. If you can understand it from its simplest form, it don't really need that much explaining. You can pick it up from there. But using the big words and all of that, I ain't doing all of that because people may not understand where I'm coming from with that. Oh, he just think he know it all. That's when they start hating the messenger instead of they hate the messenger and don't listen to the message. But if you simplify it, they can't have no choice but to accept the message because it is of substance to where everybody can grasp and understand it. They don't want to be left out. So those are the situations that I try to come from that side or that point of view, so that way everybody can understand it.
you know what, bro? Talking to my wife the other day, I realized that most of the time people are judging other people instead of reflecting on themselves. Most people spend majority of their day just scrolling through stuff, looking at stuff they steady picking out what everybody else doing wrong. But how much time do you spend on a day thinking about what you could do better? Just even that, bro. Like, I wonder how often people think about that. And like you can tell through the action and the way she go, bro. Like even the way if you want to say like the colonial thinking process, right, of America. Like we reward negative things and shame positive things. Like if somebody arguing and somebody walk away, oh he a punk, he a silly, he a wimp. Maybe he got a lot to lose and don't want to lose it, and just decided to walk the fuck away. Maybe that happened, right? Like damn, I got a house, a car, a mortgage, beautiful wife, I got kids, man, I'm straight. Maybe they got shit to lose and decided to walk away. We should be praising that, but we don't. We shame that. Stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when people don't when people have selfish attributes. When you have selfish attributes, you don't worry about what that person is going through or what their situation is or however you want to look at it. You just say, you know what, I need you because you give me sound advice, or I need you because you easy to talk to. You listen well, or however it is. They only looking at it from their selfish situation. Now, if you was caring and selfless, you would understand that there's people doing other things because they have to do other things because it's not about them. They're worried about their kids. They're worried about their wife if they're married. and things of that nature. But when you have selfish people around you, they don't look at that at all.
All right, I'm gonna get semi nerdy with you.
Okay.
So if people understood what their ego was, they could function more regularly out of their super ego versus their ID. But that's when it's underdeveloped. Most people, and even when you talk about the stages of the ego, most people never develop that super ego. So when they get older, they only function out the ID, the instinctive desire aspect of the ego. So,
Mm.
like when I was having that conversation with Athens, and that was kind of dope because that shit kind of blew his mind when I said it was underdeveloped. Because me personally, I only heard, uh, uh, no, I never heard of anybody explain how the ego is underdeveloped. Most people tell you to suppress it or kill it. They never tell you to develop it. But clearly, we got a blueprint on how to do so. But like I said, if it ain't developed at a youth, and even the science behind it, bro, you can tell like the younger and younger people becoming savages. There ain't no love in their heart.
Hmm. That's even gonna
Like
be
when you
crazier
like
because they don't have the creative mind to even understand where you're going with that because they got things that's creating things for them, so they don't have to do the work.
just
Creation
thinking,
creation is a
yeah,
plus; it's never a minus, right? Even if you have that conversation, creation is a plus and not a minus. They're gonna say, "What you mean?" I'm telling you, if you create it, it's a plus. If something creates it for you, it's a minus. They won't understand that. Well, if it's made, then I ain't got to worry about it. There you go. You ain't got to worry about it. So you're not even going to look at
but
it.
but see, even those terms, like I was breaking that down one day trying to explain the two creation stories. Like one version say created, the other version say made. There's a difference between those two words. You know, a lot of times, like I said, people who don't know, they they misconstrue words. They don't get the deeper meaning of words. That's
Mm-hmm.
why, like words, like if you hear me talk about how to read people, I tell you one of the most important factors is understanding a person's word selection. Like the the words people choose to use and how it builds with other words and the context it produces tell you one if they know how to use the word, but two, a lot of people like you may think conversations are normal, but just by the selection of the words, they become something else. Me and my sister talk like that all the time. We use words that are synonymous with other words that most people always, interchange, but we know like the meaning of the word. So like even if I say made and created, use that in the sense of talking to her, she didn't know what I'm saying. Like if I did it or if I found it or you know picked it up or she'd pick up on little things like that.
Right.
So it's like we be having a conversation on top of a conversation, especially when we be like introducing new people. Like, well, that shit funny as hell. I called her out on it one day. Like, the way, the word selection, when you introduce some people, you tell, like, if they really cool or not. We didn't know that just how we introduce them. Using common words.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's it's a lot that everybody has to go through. Even if you put it from the on a sport aspect, you got to create certain things in order to be a a unique person, right? Greatness is when you supersede most people expectations. Your abilities is not explained. It's not really being able to be explained. Like, all right, he could just jump high. No, why does he jump high? Or things of that nature. But because people are limited, they have low. I don't want to say low esteem. I'd rather say low understanding of themselves to where they can elevate, but they don't even want to do the work to elevate.
And, and see, even in that, like, I tell people, like, bro, don't limit me to your limitation. Because people always generalize a lot of things, and we can all agree there are exceptions to the rules. Um, and just and what I do, that's what I am. I'm
Hmm.
an exception to a rule. You know, that don't make me unique though, because a lot of people like that. But like the general understanding of things, I don't think none of those boxes, bro. Just that in itself, right there. Like I don't care about belonging to something, bro. I belong to the universe. I belong to something bigger than life itself, and I'm just playing my part, bro.
Yeah, but that's the problem. People don't know their parts. That's what I'm saying. We were just talking about how people are undeveloped in their skills and assets and responsibilities and things like that. So they don't know where they fit because they just don't know who they are. That's the thing, right? It's just like if you pick a quarterback, right? Your expectation of the quarterback is okay. He can throw a ball. He can read the defenses, but if he don't know how to do, you know, handle the snap, he how he gonna get to point B, C, D, and E if he can't get from point A to B? You see what I'm saying? But
Uh,
everybody don't understand. It's a process. And with process, you gotta have progress in order for the process to be working. But they just people just rather sit there. All right, my way is that way, and don't change none of the situation and think they're succeeding when they ain't even moving nowhere. That's why I told people a long time ago. Motion is not movement. You can go in a circle, but that don't mean you're going anywhere. You're going in a circle. You're not going nowhere. It's just you're gonna come back to the same point sooner or later. So
well,
motion is not movement.
I
It's movement, but it's
science.
not progress.
Yeah, I would say that motion is not progression, but I wouldn't say movement because I was about to say scientifically, motion will be a form of movement, but motion does not equal progression.
Right.
Just because you moving don't mean you going nowhere. You can be going backwards.
I think I did a live about that. And that's what I'm saying. These conversations have been had. So when somebody says something and I'm like, wait a minute, I spoke about this like 9 months ago. Was y'all around me? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know what to tell y'all. That's when I was like, you know what, let me upload it and put it as a video so people could see what I was talking about even back then. But, you know, if they view it, they view it. If they don't, they don't. But you can't say that conversation wasn't had because now it's out there. You see what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna have that problem. I'm not gonna have that problem because I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna put it out there regardless. Just like this expectation situation. I need people to really understand what it is. You expect something from somebody that you don't expect from yourself. How is that possible?
And that's a lot of people live, bro.
I
A lot of
know,
people feel like that. That shit unfortunate. People expect things from others that can't be expected from them. You know, that's why I tell people I had like my thing about expectations and the science behind it, right? If it's done properly, it can be magnificent. So if it's done wrong, then it can be catastrophic. Catastrophic. But
but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't been active like that. I know I'm trying to keep keep us relevant and things like that. But like I said, the things that I'm starting to see and the disappearing acts that I'm seeing, it's starting to make sense. I ain't see this person in a while. I see this person all the time, but they changing their tune. Of course, they got to change their tune because what they thought was going to rock ain't rocking no more. So now you got to figure yourself out. You know, you say that consistency is the key. So if it's the key, you got to keep going with the program.
Man, that's how you change behavior. And I mean, I don't know what else to tell people. You know, I'm being honest. Like, I really don't know. But I tell you this much: if you want better, you got to do better, and to get better, you got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. I think,
Like I get it, you know what I mean, and that's why, like, even if you think it's falling on deaf ear, you just slow down your pace. All right, I'm gonna put this out there and then go ahead and do my business. Like just like this, right? I do sports chat. Well, I don't have to make anything up. All I gotta do is go with what I got in front of me, say what it is, give my opinion, and then if it's going to grow, it's going to grow. But I have to do my part. Now I'm on vertical instead of not being vertical. Now people starting to see a little bit more, not to get the views up, but to just show people that I'm out here doing a different aspect, going in a different
man,
direction.
like we talk about. This is what I'm saying. Take this out, bro. I'm gonna give you a whole nother perspective. We talk about duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say not to get the views, it's because of negative perception of getting the views had. No,
Mm-hmm.
get the views. Go get them. Go get them all. Because the more people view it, the more potential people who can watch it, and you can help them enjoy it. So there's a yin and yang aspect to it. So no, that's what I was trying to tell ARD the other night. Like, no, get the money, man. Get the views. It's a positive to it too. You get the money, people support you. Guess what? You can do more. Get the views. The views add potential for more people to see, more
Yeah.
people you can help. Get the numbers, the subs. We want everything.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I couldn't do it from the perspective of how I started. Right? So you go portrait, only the subscribers gonna get you. But if you go vertical, you're gonna get more, looks and things like that. Like if you go through the chat, like there's people in the chat that I don't even know who they are. They greeted me and I just kept going. I'm still talking. I'm still the same person, but you just getting more eyes on you. It's not that I'm changing the conversation. I'm still who I am. Now it's just different eyes or different ears, different people observing me now because they not physically seeing me. They hearing me through my words or they seeing me through my words or whatever. So those are the different views that I was getting before I went that route. So there has to be an adjustment and just in order for you to be perceived from a broader view. So I had to do it. I finally took the advice, did it this way. Keep it limited, and not to just be on here for 4 hours just talk about nothing. And it's crazy because I see people talk about nothing and get thousands of subscribers. That's not, like I said. If it happens, it happens. For me, I'm just getting the message out, getting the views out. People accept it, they accept it. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? But the fact that there's more eyes on me in this lane or this vertical aspect, then I have to keep going with it.
That's the whole key, bro. That's the whole key. I mean, everything we desire, we deserve. That's how I look at life too. You know, whatever you desire, you deserve to at least have the experience. That's what you desire.
Hmm.
Like, as long as it ain't nothing foul or nothing crazy, then it is what it is. But you're responsible for making that happen. It's your responsibility. It ain't supposed to be given to you.
Right. And with that
So,
responsibility, you know, you don't need nobody to hold you accountable. You already accountable because you're already responsible for what you got to do in the first place. So one hand is going to hold the other. But like I said, people only want to hear it. They only see about accountability. So what is your response to the accountability? I would have that conversation, but it's going to take me a whole bunch of time to get that wording together. I may have to have that one again. I did a responsibility equals accountability live myself. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know if I need to put it on video and let them listen to it again and hear my perspective, but that's what I may have to do.
Man, I was in this, I ain't gonna disclose, but I was in this training group, right? I said like I was in this training group, and they asked us, we were setting up to do a drill, and they asked us what is a responsible strategy. So, everybody, I was like the fifth one to answer, but I
Mhm.
was like having, when it came to me, I was like having a plan A through Z, and he looked at me and said, "Well, you got a problem after Z," and I'm like, "You go to double A," and he was like, "Responsible strategy is having a plan for anything that may happen, and if you didn't think of it, you ain't responsible enough to create a strategy." So from that point on, that's when I started thinking like Professor X, bro, or what's his name, uh, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange,
Start
not
trying
Doctor
to look at
Strange.
every possible scenario. Yeah, bro. I started studying the nation and everything.
Well, but that's what I'm saying because you are able to have that observation level to where it's more than just looking. Like I said, people just only know one way to do something instead of the broad meaning of the word or the broad, you know, way to use a certain thing. They don't know how to do none of that. So they just stay with what they know because they don't want to do the work. So what's broad to you, it might be minimal for somebody else. And that be the problem a lot of the time too. People just they don't want to work. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to broaden their horizons. They stunt their own growth. They grown. They can't tell me nothing. All of that comes into play. Independence, right? Well, I don't need no help. They don't want they they just think they
They
got
don't
all
want help till they
themselves.
need help.
Right.
You
But
like the wordplay? They don't want it till they need it.
mhm, wants and need aspect. This is what I'm saying. All of this has been spoken about, right? If you need to improve, you're going to do it. If you want it, you're not going to work as hard as you would if you need it. This is what I was telling people for the longest period of time. Oh no, you're not saying it right. I think I am because if you need it, you're going to do whatever you
I'm
need to
about
do
to
to
do
get it. If you want it, you're going to take your time and not going. You're not. It's not going to be as desirable or necessary as you need. It might be a desire just because you want it, but if you need it, it turns into a necessity. But they don't understand that part. So whether it's implying to sports, whether it's implying to life, whether it's implying to business, whatever, you gotta understand the difference. And a lot of people don't understand the difference.
I tell you like that. I use them shits together, bro. I use them shits together. I make them partners in crime. Because whatever I want, I need to get it.
Well, people don't have that ability to combinate that or unite it. People that's what I'm saying. They don't have that potential. They may not have the expectations to know that they can be combined. And this is what I'm
You
saying.
know, you I apologize, but I do want to jump in right there. That's that's because like even right now I'm teaching my kids divine principles, right?
Hmm.
We separate so many things, we don't really see how they actually connected, how they network through one another. That's why you have so many similar words. It's because it's a chain reaction, it's a web. Everything is divinely connected, and that's divine oneness, the very first universal principle. A lot of people skip over is divine oneness. Everything's connected. We try to separate things so much that we don't know how to connect them no more. We're too busy separating.
Well, that's because people
That's a
don't.
double time.
Yeah, that's because people only know about divide and conquer.
Hmm.
People don't they rather divide and conquer instead of collab and winning. But they don't, you see what I'm saying? That means I gotta trust somebody else. I can't do that. If I could make them divide from one another, I can bring them to me. Not if we go out there and make this a better situation for somebody, they become better, we become better. Right? They don't have that concept. So when they don't have that concept, they seeking to destroy it, and so they can say, "I took you and I built you into who you are today." Instead of saying, "You know what? I gave you the tools so you could become better, and as you become better, I become better because I see that that method was right." Now I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about the method being right. But people don't have those type of conversations. It's I, we,
It's
and that's
French.
yeah, yeah. They eat too many French fries. I don't know, but that's
Hmm.
what they do. So hey, that's you, and that's why if you don't have that winning concept, you only gonna look at I. But when people you get mad when you say there's no I in team, and you like all you got to do is do your part. If you do your part, they do their part. They do their part. We win. That's what makes a champion a champion when you have a team dynamic. We all do what we're supposed to do. All right, we doing what we need to do. I can help you out on your what you need to be helped on. Maybe your weakest link. You can help me on my weakest link. If we do it together, we can all become strong. We have no weak link. We go out there, have fun, win a championship. But they don't have that concept. I was just talking about this before. I truly believe that these guys is out here. They worrying about the bag and not the ring. They don't want to be a champion. They just want to be rich. If that's your concept, then you can't expect people to treat you as an individual. They're going to treat you as property at the same time because you don't own the business. You're not on. You don't own that team. So you have to understand if you're going to look at yourself as the prize or the bag or whatever you want to call it, people are going to treat you as property. When you treat yourself as a winner, they have to treat you as an individual. So they don't have that concept yet. I don't think. I think these young guys are just, they're just coming out the hood. Let me get out the projects. Let me get out of this apartment. Let me get my mom a house. Okay, that's all good, but now you got to maintain it. How do you maintain that? How do you keep going with what you keep going with? You got to continue to grow and be better at what you do so you don't lose it. But once they get it, they'll blow it and then think they can get it back. That's not how it goes, though.
Yeah, man, bro. I appreciate you, man. I gotta get the brother to speak.
Alrighty, shout out to
My
my
wife
30.
get mad.
I hear her. She about to whoop you. Shout out to my
Yeah,
33 parter.
ain't a bad thing.
Nah, you do what you gotta do. You do what you do, man. Family comes first. She. What they say, happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
Yes, sir.
So you got to keep her happy, just so you can be happy. Huh? We just
Man,
finished talking about that.
she love my goofiness. I make her smile at least 20 times a day, bro. No joke.
That's a blessing because when she comes home, she gonna need that smile because she probably made you choke somebody out at work. So shout out to my 33 partner, my co-host, the himself, Coach
Yeah,
E.
whoa.
We tied up
Always a
again because we
blessing.
picked the sorry Cowboys and they ain't even come through.
I know, man. Bro,
Daddy.
bro. I don't even know how to get off here, bro. But I'm going, bro.
Yeah, yes, sir. Shout out to my 33 brother once again. He'll be back soon with some content that'll have you thinking, have you expanding your thoughts, expanding your mind, expanding you, the individual. Y'all check him out. Y'all subscribe to him. The word 9%. We appreciate him every time he comes up. Shout out to the 9. The stats and highlights were brought to you by the 9%, where a better you is a better us. And once again, we will be back Friday to have the SmackDown review. We will talk about Thursday night football. We will talk about some Friday night basketball, and we will be previewing the rest of Week 10 on Sunday and Monday. I will be doing my picks once again at that particular time, so that way y'all know who I'm picking before I even go out there and post it. So that way y'all know I ain't doing no funny business, and then y'all can say, well, he did pick them. He did go with them. And then we see where we go from there. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody coming through. Shout out to Realist. Shout out to Soraya. Shout out to Reed Carey. Shout out to Angel Santana. I hope you came in and had a good time listening to the sports analysis and even the conversations about life. That's what we do here on Sports Chat with Mr. 33. So from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33 signing off. I'll see you guys Friday night.